Haley from OneOneRabbits.com, and today I'm going to be showing you how to pick up and how to hold your rabbit. So for this demonstration, I'm just going to be using Mocha just because he's the best rabbit when being picked up. He's a lot more calm even though he does still hate it. So since rabbits are prey animals, they hate to be picked up. The reason is because in the wild, predators will like a bird or something will come down and grab a rabbit and lift it off of the ground when a rabbit is being attacked. So their instincts kick in, and when you pick up a rabbit, they instantly think, oh my goodness, I'm gonna die. So some rabbits can get used to being picked up, but it takes a lot of work, and most of the time I just say only pick up your rabbit when you have to, like if you have to go to the vet or if you have to clip their nails, if you have to move them, but try to avoid picking them up as much as possible just so that your rabbit is happier. So even though your rabbit hates to be picked up, and I strongly recommend trying not to pick them up as much as possible, there is many times that you have to pick up your rabbits. I'd say I'd probably pick up my rabbits, at least one of them, a couple times a week, just because I gotta move them, or I'm bringing them to playtime, or there's just a lot of instances where you do have to pick up your rabbit. So I'm going to be showing you how to safely do that so that you and your rabbit have the least stress as possible and that no one gets injured. So I'm just going to simply show you how I pick my rabbits up and how to do it safely. So the first thing I normally do is try to kind of grab their head like this, or pretty much what I'm doing is like if you're petting them, just kind of put your hand on their head, and then I take my hands and scoop up the front end like this, and then take my other hand, which is this one, and scoop up their hind legs. And that's pretty much how I pick them up. So Mocha's getting a little frustrated with me, but pretty much the reason why I pick my rabbits up like that is because when you pick up their front legs, it kind of like enables them not to be able to like run anymore. But when you're picking your rabbit up, you want to do it as quickly as possible just because a lot of rabbits will squirm to get away. So you kind of want to do it in one swift motion, kind of like this. And that's just how I do it and how a lot of people do it. So then when you hold your rabbit, what I do is normally I have them all in one hand. I have one hand supporting their front end and kind of my elbow supporting their butt. But then I normally take my other hand and scooch it under their hind legs just to ensure that they are completely supported. It's really important you have their back end supported because their hind legs are very strong and they will kick out to try to get away, and that can cause a lot of damage to a rabbit's back if they were to break it, especially if they were to leap out of your arms, they could break their back. So that's why you want to make sure you support their hind legs. Also, when a rabbit squirms, it is going to scratch you, and so sometimes you do get some scratches on yourself from holding your rabbit. But some people prefer to hold their rabbits different ways, so I'm going to go ahead and show you just a couple ways you can hold your rabbit. So Mocha's pretty angry at me right now, so I'm going to try to keep this part short, but this is how I always carry my rabbits, just like this. And I have their hind legs tucked in my elbow and their front end supported by my hand. But some people find other ways easier or more comfortable for them and their rabbit, so it's completely fine. Pretty much when you're holding your rabbit, you just want to make sure that they are firmly supported against your chest and that their hind legs are supported and their front legs. So another couple ways some people hold their rabbit is they kind of tuck them more back like this and kind of hold them like that. Some people hold them up on their chest with their butt underneath their arm and their shoulder kind of up by, their head kind of up by their shoulder. I don't prefer this way just because I find my rabbits like to try to crawl up on my shoulder, and I've had rabbits try to like leap off my back. So I don't prefer holding my rabbits that way just because of that. A lot of times this is how I hold rabbits who are scared. I've got this hand supporting their back end and this hand kind of tucking their head in in my shoulder. This kind of just like blocks their sight and helps keep the rabbit calmer. So yeah, that's pretty much how I hold and pick up my rabbits. So a quick note about picking your rabbit up is you want to be careful on how you set them down as well. When you go to set your rabbit down, a lot of the time your rabbit will want to leap out of your arms and onto the floor or into their cage. That is because they just really want to get down. But you want to avoid them leaping out of your arms just because there is a possibility of their back being injured from that. So a good way to do this is always put them butt first. You don't want their front end going just because that can really curb their spine. So what I like to do, especially if you're putting your rabbit back inside the cage, is putting them butt first and facing away from the cage. So you would set them down like this. And that just causes your rabbit not to leap out of your arms as much. So that's a very good way and a very smart way to put your rabbit down. So I just have a couple of items here that I've picked up over the course of this month, and it isn't a whole lot, but I haven't been buying a whole lot for my rabbit